So we leave on the Disney Wish tomorrow, and as I'm packing, I was like, you know what? I want to share all the things that we bring every cruise for you guys, because I wish I would have known about these things on our first cruise or second cruise or even third cruise that we went on. And these are the things that we always bring with us. So come join my packing adventure. Oh yeah. So first off is these. These things are awesome. We put them in our suitcase, and it helps us pack, it helps us unpack, it helps us pack when or take our clothes out when we're on the cruise ship, and these things are awesome. They're storage bags for your suitcase, so they look like this, but then you open them and you put your clothes in there, so it tells you what kind of clothes you should put in there at the time. So like pants, long shirts, stuff like that, and you put them in there and you zip them up, and then you put it straight in your suitcase. And then they have a smaller bag for different things. And then they even have a little laundry bag that you can put your stuff in at the end for your dirty clothes, and then throw in your suitcase. But these are great because you can take these straight out, put them in a drawer, because not a lot of cruise rooms don't have a lot of storage in them. So you take these, you put them in a drawer, and there you go, you're unpacked, you're already unpacked. So then when you get done with wearing your clothes, you can put them in here, or you can put them back in this at the end of the time. So put them in here for the time being, and then when you're done, throw them back in the bag you're in, throw them back in your suitcase, and you're done. The next thing that we always bring with us, since we learned about them, are these things. You put them on your suitcase, and then you put your luggage tag right in there, so you don't have to do what they, either tape it on there or do whatever, staple it on there, whatever it is. You always have it on there, and then you won't lose your tags in your off your luggage, since they're like throwing them around and stuff like that when they get your luggage and send it on there. So that's number 2 of what we always bring with us. The next thing we always bring with us, sometimes I forget to bring it when we're on the cruise to the beach or whatever, are these things for your phone. Get one ahead of time. They do sell them on the boats, but they're way more expensive. You can get them on Amazon. These things are amazing. You can put your phone in there and it keeps it dry, or you can get a specific case to keep your phone in. If you don't want to wear this around your neck, you can just hold this, and it'll keep your phone completely dry. Just a waterproof case that you can get, and put whatever size phone you have in there. These are universal. Even my biggest phone, I have the iPhone 14 Pro Max, so it's a big honker of a phone, and it still fits in this thing. And you can still use the phone and stuff like that. You can still control the things on the phone, take pictures, stuff like that. It's great to keep your phone dry. These are great so you don't drop your phone, things like that. So one of these 2 things you need to get if you plan on going to the beach or anything like that on the cruises. So I will say I will put links in the description for a lot of these things. I don't know if I can find all of them because it's been so long since we've bought these things, but I will put links to the ones like we have in the description below. So check those links out. One of the next things we always bring is a first aid kit. So it has Band-Aids, things like that, just a normal first aid kit. It's in a waterproof case. Because obviously we're going on a cruise boat, so you have, if you get a cut or anything like that, or your kids get a cut, you'll have Band-Aids ready in your room. I know you can go to like first aid at on the boat, but if you're in your room, it's easy to bring with you to the beach or anything like that. I know we've used it plenty of times on the beach because we've kicked the rocks in the ocean or stepped on something. You're walking around barefoot most of the time, so a lot of stuff happens to your feet. But this is a great thing to have in your suitcase to bring with you on your trip. To go along with that, I would highly suggest bringing some kind of sunscreen with you, because especially, even if you think it's cold out, you're like, you know what, it's cold, I don't need any sunscreen. You do. You need some sunscreen, because especially if you're going anywhere in the Bahamas or anything like that, you're leaving out of Florida, you need the sunscreen because that sun is harsh down here. Trust me, we live down here. No matter what, we go to Disney, we put on sunscreen. We go to the beach, we put on sunscreen. We go to our backyard and go swimming in our pool, we put on sunscreen. So put on sunscreen and keep reapplying every about 80 minutes or so. Keep reapplying. So don't just put it on once and think you're good for the rest of the day. You're not. You're not. make sure you keep reapplying the sunscreen and buy it before you get on the cruise. Again, they sell it on the cruise boats, but it's less expensive if you go to Walmart or whatever and buy it instead of on the actual cruise boat. Another thing that we have recently purchased, maybe 2 or 3 cruises ago, is this bag. They sell them all over the place. There are different things different bags you can buy, different colors, different name brands. These are very popular now. They are basically beach bags. They're, little bags or big bags actually. You can put stuff in when you're going to the beach or the pool or anything like that, and they're waterproof. They're made of silicone. And these, don't worry if these pop off because they can pop right back on, as I have found out. But beach bags, especially ones like this, are great because they stand up. You can put a lot of stuff in them. They have a pouch in there that you can put things in when you're going. We use this as our carry-on. My wife uses it as her carry-on, so she'll check the baggage, and then she'll bring this with her that has all their swimsuits in it and things like that. So this is one of the must-haves for anybody that's going to the beach or even just the pools on the boat. Now we move on to the things you should have when you're in your stateroom, because I did not know when I first started going on cruises that cruise ships don't really have a lot of outlets or USB plugs or anything like that. Some of the newer ones have USB plugs, but a lot of them are older ships, so they do not. So I have bought these things, which you plug it in to an outlet, and it adds 2 outlets over here, and adds an outlet over there, it adds an outlet on that side, and then it has 3 USB plugs on the top. So I can plug 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things in just this one plug. And then I bought 2 of them, so we have an extra 7 things we need to plug in. That's good. Or if you don't want to get one of those, you can get one of these USB hubs. Do not bring a surge protector. I have learned that. I learned that the first time. I was like, oh, I'm going to bring a surge protector. Well, the second cruise we went on, because obviously I see that they don't have a lot of plugs on there, so I decided to buy a surge protector. And you can't bring surge protectors on cruise ships. I guess it's a safety issue, but you cannot bring surge protectors, so get one of these or get some of these. Those cost like, I don't know, $10 or less on Amazon. This, I think, costs the same on Amazon. So make sure if you have things to be plugged in, phones, things like that, make sure you bring these. Speaking of things that you want to have plugged in to these, a fan, a smaller fan. I have this fan that I bought that I use at the house, and I bring it with me to the staterooms, and it's a nice thing to have white noise, because cruise ships are sometimes really noisy at night and you want to go to sleep, or you hear the cruise the horns or anything like that. The captain outside, sometimes they make announcements and you don't want to hear that when you're taking a nap, or when you're at night you're sleeping, or your kids are taking a nap. Bring one of these because it's nice for the white noise, and it cancels out a lot of the stuff that you'll hear on cruise ships just on a daily basis. And it's nice a breeze at night because some of the staterooms don't have the best air conditioning, so you bring that, you stay a little bit cooler. So there you go. Make sure you bring a fan with you. If you've watched our last cruise we went on, the Mariner of the Seas, I talked about this last item, because this is the last item. I talked about this one because I hate just one thing about almost pretty much every cruise ship I have ever been on. There's one thing I absolutely hate, and that is this. The plugs on the the switches on the outside of the bathrooms for the light. The bathrooms always have the switches to turn on the light on the outside of the bathroom door, so you have to push the light and then go inside the bathroom. So in the middle of the night, when someone else is trying to sleep, your kids are trying to sleep, your wife's trying to sleep, your husband's trying to sleep, whoever is in your room trying to sleep, and you turn on the light, and then all of a sudden you don't close the door fast enough because you're half asleep, and the light goes on and now is blasting into the room, and now the light's in the room. So this is a magnetic little nightlight type thing. It has a motion sensor on it, so it doesn't turn on all the time. And then it's a battery, so you just turn it on, and when it's dark out, dark inside the bathroom, if it senses motion, it turns on. So we have that. This is the best, I think, one of the best things that we have purchased. It's so nice to have a light inside the bathroom in the middle of the night, and your kids are trying to sleep, your wife trying to sleep, anybody is trying to sleep. and you have this light, and it goes on after you close the door, and you don't have to touch it. It just automatically goes on. We put it up where near the sink, on the little near the sink area, and it turns on whenever I go inside the bathroom, and then it turns off after I leave the bathroom. So this is a great thing to have. It's not very bright, and it's great. It is great. So get this. If nothing else, if you don't get any of that stuff, get this, because this will save the middle of the night bathroom trips for everybody in your stateroom. Get it. One thing I forgot to say, that one of the other things that I wish I had known before we went is if you have an iPhone and you do get the Wi-Fi package or whatever cruise ship you're on, if you didn't know, iPhones can text message iPhones using iMessage on any Wi-Fi for free, so you don't have to, you can still be on your airplane mode, but you can text message. So if you are thinking about bringing walkie-talkies, they don't work on a lot of the cruise ships. We tried. It's too far to reach one another unless you have really expensive walkie-talkies. But iPhones, if you have one and your family has one, or even if people offshore have one, you can text message back and forth so you know where each other is on the cruise ship, and still keep it on airplane mode, and it's free of charge with iPhones. So if you didn't know, now you know. So those are just some of the things that we bring with us on pretty much every trip we go on, not just cruise ships, but any trip we go on. We bring those things because they are lifesavers. If you have any suggestions on other things that we don't bring with us, or something I forgot that we do bring, let us know in the comments so we can learn new things too, or you can share with other people that watch the videos as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like watching cruise videos, if you like watching theme park videos. That's what we do here. Like I said, we're headed on the Disney Wish tomorrow. That's why I have all this stuff here now, because I'm packing. So with that being said, we will see you guys tomorrow. Remember to love yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.